It is Monday morning, about a week before the ban takes place, and we need a plan. So we're going to talk about it right fucking now. Small panic. First and foremost, thank you so much for the love and support that you have shown me over the past couple of years. If TikTok is gone for good, or we cannot find each other on another app, I love you lots. It's never goodbye, it's always see you later. You can never get rid of my stupid ass. I swear I'm like a curse. Anyways, I've seen a lot of different plans on TikTok, but unfortunately they all are flawed. And we're going to have to perform a little bit of malicious compliance in order to win. The biggest flaw that I keep seeing with migrating to another app is y'all keep choosing Chinese-based apps. Lemonade is owned by ByteDance. RedNote is straight up a Chinese app. I understand that y'all are trying to give the tiny middle finger to the government and just hand over your information to the Chinese government because that's hilarious and you live out of spite. That's the same thing I would do. But we're going to have to keep migrating if we keep choosing these apps. We are going to have to rely on YouTube. It is US based. It is not owned by Meta. It allows for both long form and short form content. And we know that it's a powerhouse, and it's a powerhouse that's here to stay. So until we find a new stable app or Neptune opens up their app to everybody, we are stuck on YouTube. It's the safest option, however heavily censored it may be. Secondly, I would like to say specifically that I personally believe this is all a smoke show. Think about it really quick. We have creators on here making millions of dollars and owe millions of dollars in taxes. This is tax season. The US government is not going to allow them to slide away scot-free. They are too greedy to allow that to happen. And they are too desperate to set examples right now. So what I personally think is going to happen is that TikTok will be banned, but it will be back. Trump himself, however much we dislike him, has voted in favor of the app, and he is going to take office this month. And this is why I think it's a smoke show. They want an overwhelming surplus of positive PR for this guy. And the only thing this guy can do to get everybody to like him is to save TikTok. He is specifically looking for an issue that he can solve very quickly to unite people under his ideals and create the illusion that he is for the people. There's a certain Austrian artist that would do the same kind of things, bro. And if this doesn't happen, great. And if it does fucking happen, no, I'm not psychic. We just happen to be following a very niche pattern right now. And you need to fucking prepare for it. To conclude, by the time I upload this video, I will have a great majority of my videos on YouTube, as well as RedNote, Lemonade, and every other app I can think of. Because I tell you what, baby, if there's one thing you have not learned about me yet, it's that I will not shut the fuck up. You cannot silence me, and I will not stop speaking out. I don't give a fuck what you ban. I'm not monetized, bitch. I do this as a hobby. Everybody, please be safe. I love you lots, and we'll get through this together. It might feel like a fucking train wreck and a car crash happening at the same fucking time, but we'll definitely get through it. Pinky fucking promise, baby. Mwah. Everybody's either freaking out or crashing out at this point, and it's goddamn fucking hilarious. And we're gonna talk about it right fucking now. Small panic. Now that everybody realized that Zuckerberg's a fucking robot that's only here to collect information for the government and fuck over his fellow citizens, his stocks have consistently been falling over the past week due to the mass migration to other apps. And please, let me be the first to say I am so aggressively proud of you guys for making this happen. We have all known that Zuckerberg has been shit for fucking years, and now he's starting to feel it. My daddy used to say it's not about the money, it's about the principle. And Zucky's feeling both of those right now, and I couldn't be fucking happier. Mwah! Woohoo! Moving on to other news. Government officials are starting to rally behind normal citizens when it comes to the TikTok ban, even trying to pass legislation and proposing bills in order to stall the ban. Senator Markey is spearheading the campaign for pro-TikTok legislation. He has just introduced a bill to try and delay the deadline that TikTok is facing by 270 days. Now, why is this man trying to extend the deadline by almost a fucking year? Well, I'll tell you why. Do you remember yesterday when I said that this gentleman is looking for overwhelming positive PR so people will rally behind him without question? Do you also remember when I said that they're not going to let people get away from TikTok without paying the taxes that are owed on it first? It's pattern recognition, baby. The reason why he's trying to extend it by a full year is so that 1, we have to pay our taxes on our earnings on TikTok, and 2, If you leave humans in peril for long enough, they become desperate and willing to accept whatever you hand them as a help up. Bad guys do this. That's why I say investigate the first hand that offers you help, because chances are they're not there to help you, they're there to help themselves. So if you leave us dangling over a cliff for almost a year, and then Trump swoops in and saves the fucking day, nobody's going to question him coming in and saving us. They're just going to breathe a sigh of relief. This is literally just WWE at this point. I'm not psychic, I just watch wrestling sometimes. Politics is wrestling and wrestling is politics. Show me I'm wrong. But that's all I have for TikTok news. I'll be back in a few minutes with world news. Mwah. TikTok's on fire, the world's on fire, everything's on fucking fire. America as a whole is one bombastic side-eye away from crashing the fuck out on whoever gave us the side-eye. And we're gonna talk about it right fucking now. Small panic. Without further ado, a coronal hole has opened in the sun. This is not cause for worry, this is just really kind of cool looking. Scientists have excavated a quote-unquote unprecedented specimen from Antarctica. And just in case you're curious, the specimen is a mid-Pleistocene era ice core. Which means if they are correct about the era in which this ice was formed, this formed around 1.2 million years ago. Put it back. Ugh. We already have a quademic going on. We don't need a new fucking plague and make it a five-demic. Idiots. Moving on. This happened. Amidst the fires, California is now also receiving earthquakes. And then speaking of the fires, this is happening. And not one, but 2 people have been detained under suspicion of starting fires in California. That's not fucking good. I literally just have no words. And then, not to say I told you so, but remember when I said during Project 2025, if this were to come to fruition, the first thing that Trump would do would be to clean house once he got to office. Not a normal clean house, but the loyalty tests. Well, the loyalty tests are happening. And the loyalty that he specifically wants them to have is the loyalty to his agenda. Now, don't get me wrong. Presidents are allowed to clean house. Presidents do clean house kind of every time that they go in there. But the loyalty tests are something else. The loyalty tests insinuate nonsense. Nonsense that we really need to be keeping a fucking eye on right now. Do not let TikTok distract you. Because if I'm right, and it's gonna work out the way that I think it is, that's all it is, baby. It's just a goddamn fucking distraction and a way to rally people behind him. Mwah. We're being bamboozled and I have fucking proof. And we're gonna talk about it right goddamn now. Small panic. Documents have been leaked about the TikTok ban. And I'm not sure exactly how to tell you guys this without starting a fucking riot, so we're just gonna talk about it, literally. So here's the fucking issue. Here is one of the leaked documents. And apparently the leaked documents are about how the Biden administration wants government officials to access TikTok because it is now the leading hub for world news, but they do not want the private citizens or the civilians being able to access it. The document starts out talking about the substantial opportunity cost of being unable to use TikTok as a politician. And just in case you're curious, yes, in 2022, the Government Devices Act prohibit the use of apps on government devices like TikToks. However, they did make leniencies and exceptions for national security interests and activities. The State Department specifically has also argued for politicians to be able to use TikTok under these premises. I have never seen a loophole like this before. Like, I've seen a lot, but this is ridiculous. They specifically split TikTok users into 2 groups, one that only watches and then the actual creators. In a quote, they said there is an increasing PD interest in the need to contract with digital content creators who focus on foreign audiences to produce and disseminate content about the department's work. China is not the national security risk that they are worried about. American citizens are the national security risk that they are fucking worried about. End of fucking story. Your free speech at this point for years has been a fucking illusion. And if it wasn't an illusion, I wouldn't have to use fucking emojis in my captions to get around the AI parameters to talk about the things that I talk about. Listen to me. I do not care what the fuck is coming. I do not care what they don't want us to see. You hold your fucking eyeballs open and make sure you see every fucking second of it. We're done playing these games. We're done being treated like children, and we're done being mishandled by our government. You want to act like a gremlin? You want to be a gremlin? Go fucking be one. But be safe while you do it. Mwah. It's not often I can bring you guys good news, but I'm bringing you guys some good news today. And we're going to talk about it right fucking now. Small panic. The world is on fire, but we're finally feeling a tiny breath of relief. And it seems as though, for now, at least one fucking prayer has been answered. Without further ado, a ceasefire agreement has been made. This is breaking news with live updates happening right now. Mediators also confidently say that both sides are going to release hostages. We don't know how many yet, but we do know that they are going to be released. The Biden administration has been calling for a ceasefire unofficially for months, even though Israel still claims them as a friend. But at this point, I don't really give a fuck. I'm just happy that this is happening. Please keep in mind, this may not last. More than likely, Israel is going to pull some stupid shit and this is going to be over within a day or two. But fingers, toes, and eyeballs fucking crossed that we can get as much time out of this ceasefire as possible so the people of Gaza can go ahead and start rebuilding. Or at least get somewhere safe. And we can all finally have just a few seconds and a sigh of relief before we go back to the crazy fucking nonsense. Thank you to everybody that has spoken out for the people of Gaza, the people of Palestine as a whole, and please remember to never stop speaking out. Because when you stop speaking out, that's when you'll find yourself on the wrong side of history. And I've taught you way better than that. Mwah. I'm gonna be mean for a fucking minute. I'm this fucking close away to crashing out. Do you see the space between these fingers? There is none. I'm crashing out. Biden? Uncle Grandpa? What the fuck is this?
No, don't worry, guys. I'll be the one to save the day.
So let me get this fucking straight. You try to ban TikTok under the guise that it's a national security issue, when all it's doing is educating your civilians in more ways that you ever thought could be educated. We find out that in 2020 or 2022, you added a loophole to official legislation to where government officials would be able to use TikTok due to the opportunities that it presents them. We find this out. We freak the fuck out. And then all of a sudden, the day after we find out, you try to save TikTok? Boy, either you actually got dementia or you just failed the goddamn game. I am so done being nice to politicians. All of them. Like I said, dude, either this is a classic example of you having fucking dementia and forgetting what the hell that you signed up to do, or you're panicking. More than likely, it's the fucking latter. I don't even like Trump, but dude, you could just let him have this one. You got what, 2 business days and a fucking weekend before you're not president no more, and all of a sudden, oh shit, now I give a fuck. Retire, old man. All of you. Taking all away your political cards. Like, I really don't understand y'all's avenues of thought. Do you think that we're lying as Americans when we tell you that we don't want to fucking do something? Have you ever met an insolent child that does not take no for a fucking answer? We are the insolent child. Moreover, we're the insolent child that you fucking raised, and I don't know why the hell that you're trying to backpedal now, because it's too late, boy. We don't trust you. We don't trust Trump. We don't trust any fucking WWE wrestler that he's trying to bring into his fucking cabinet. The only reason any of you are in power is because you had enough money to create an illusion. And we cannot eat illusions when our people are fucking starving. Welcome to the new America where it's ruled by the citizens, bitch. Ugh. I tore Biden a new asshole yesterday. I'm not saying that the motherfucker saw my video. But what I am saying is he did exactly what I fucking told him to. My brother in Christ, I shit you not. So if I say we should get free healthcare, you gonna listen to that too, or was this just a fluke? I told you, nervous Nellies, that TikTok wasn't going anywhere. I don't like to say I told you so. Well, I do. Yeah, I told you guys. Our government would rather give us individual rockets to the goddamn moon before they just let us sit and talk to other people from other countries. Just in case you don't understand yet, we threw our weight around by going to Red Note. We started talking to people on Red Note. And baby, we're finding out a lot of shit on Red Note. Like I keep saying, even if they save TikTok, it's too late. You done made your bed, baby. And by fucking God, just like we do, you're gonna lay in it. Alrighty, babies, listen up. TikTok may go away for a couple of days, but it will be back. And we're gonna talk about it right fucking now. Small panic. There are two different scenarios that could play out tomorrow, and I need to prepare you for both of them so nobody panics. The first scenario is nothing happens. We log on and I get to give you a big, fat, sweet, juicy I told you so. And that's my favorite. Or the second option, and you need to listen to what I say. I used to be tech support for Dexcom. When it comes to big apps that do big things, I understand the technology. The second option is that we are going to lose that app for about 24 hours until Trump makes an executive order. If this happens, you need to be aware of something. I don't trust that video Shu posted about Trump. Sorry. I understand he's very much gung-ho for anybody that's willing to hear him out right now, but the way that it is worded makes me nervous. If this app happens to go dark at midnight tonight, even if it's just for a few hours, more than likely what's happening behind the scenes is a massive update because we will have new parameters to follow. I do not know what the update's going to be. I don't know what it's going to do, but I've heard rumors that if TikTok goes dark tomorrow, that there are going to be some new parameters under the Trump administration under which we have to follow. And a potential reboot situation is the only way I can think of updating every single America's TikTok at once to be able to control and follow these parameters. Are we scared about this? No. We're ornery and we're clever. We already use emojis in our captions and people think that it's funny as hell. If I have to figure out another way to get the message out to you, by God, you can count on it being hilarious. But I don't want any situation to come as a surprise to you guys. I want you to be prepared for all situations. And with everything that I have seen so far, I am very afraid that what we might see tomorrow would be the latter. And if something happens and the world ends, I spent my entire life wishing for a big family, a close family. Because even though my family was close physically to me when I was growing up, we were not close emotionally. You guys have not only given me a big family, you've given me a close family. And I am eternally grateful for that. To be able to experience that feeling. With us, it's never goodbye. It's always see you later. Always. I love you guys lots. And I'll talk to you later.